I'm hoping that I'm in frame. This is about as good as it's gonna get. It's so exposing. Like, obviously, I have a new camera. Okay. So it's really exposing. I obviously have a new camera, but it's like so clear, and I'm like, I don't know. Well, I have a new camera, and can't say that I'm too comfortable with it. Actually, I'm totally uncomfortable with it, but that's cool. Um, I'm gonna have to get over that, like, fast. Uh, there's no way that I know of yet to make my face look less chubby. So I think with my other camera, I just knew the ins and outs a little bit better. But anyway, um, so I haven't been on the microphone for a while. It's obvious that I am in different surroundings, so um, those who know me know what's up. So, um, so I started grad school like a few weeks ago, and it's been a big part why I haven't been on doing, I don't know, much. And I think I'm seeing social media in like a different way as well. So, um, I think my interests have become more refined. So, I guess I have to like kind of adapt to how I participate as well. I think I have been though. So, I just haven't been doing my usual. I think around the time that grad school started, things changed. So, grad school is tough. It's, I want to say rough, but it's not like bad because everything that I'm learning and doing is like really good. It's just, there's just so much work, and it's like, it's stuff that I usually wouldn't choose to do, like on my own. And then on top of that, there's just like a huge quantity of it, and there is no break. Like, there is no time that I've gotten to where I'm like, okay, my work is done. Like, we started at the very end of like the last week of June, and there hasn't been like a time where I was on time with all my assignments, or you know, just basically caught up with everything. Like, I'm always behind in some way. Like, I'm behind from, you know, they call them modules. Like, we're on the we're on the fifth one right now. I still have ones in like module 2 that I never completed, that I had intentions on completing. And then, from there, it was like the next mod. And I'm taking 2 classes. I'm taking color theory and drawing. Drawing is easier than color theory. Color theory, um, my teacher or instructor is very meticulous. Like, there's a lot of presentational type things that I have to do, like cutting things out and doing lots of paint swatches, and on top of that, there's a relatively high amount of reading. And so um, I kind of want to read through everything before I get started on assignments, but I found that, at least the way that I was doing it, it was just absorbing so much time. And then they want you to turn things in early. Like, okay, so I'm also in summer term, so everything is doubled. That's a big part of why there's so much work. Like, 2 classes during the summer semester is considered full time, and all the work is doubled because within a week you go through 2 mods, whereas during like a fall, winter, or spring semester, you would go through 1 mod per week. And so that's the challenge that I'm having. Like I also had to spend a good amount of time, like I'm still getting used to it, but like getting used to how the layout of the university site is, because like navigating through it, like I don't I don't have the knack like to understand, like I'm just now understanding like where the mod start date is versus the exercise and assignment due dates are. And then like, you know, one part of the week is 3 days and the other part is 4 days. And the mods, you know, the even ones have a different due date and a different amount of days that you have to work on it than the other ones. And so navigating that first semester at a new university, graduate level stuff, yeah, it is all graduate level. And what do you call it? Like double workload. Did I already say that? So that's the challenging aspect. The other part of it is that it's all stuff that I really enjoy doing. And so I'm learning a lot, I think, because I have to do a lot of like the fundamentals. But also like the fundamentals are challenging because most of them are things that I would never like choose to do on my own. There are things that I've thought about, like practicing color theory, but the way that I had practiced it was through doing like an abstract painting and basically like freestyling anything that came to mind with the colors that I had. It wasn't going through detailed things like, you know, shades and tints and going through everything on the color wheel and going warm to cool and in between and monochromatic and all of these terms and doing all of the terms like manually. And it's like a lot of like experiencing what these things are firsthand by painting. And also we're using this kind of paint called gouache, and what gouache is like an opaque watercolor. It's thicker, it's water based, and I think the delivery in it like is like glycerin or something like that. Like in acrylic it's like a plastic, in oils it's oil, but in this one it's like has that kind of like consistency, like, you know, it has like glycerin, like slippery. So that's challenging too because I have used them, but I don't use them regularly, anything like any kind of paint that's water based. So it's challenging because I have to like be disciplined, and so that's rough. You know, I didn't realize like how wild of an artist I was. Um, and let's see what else. In drawing, it's not as hard to me because in drawing, uh, there's not as much of the busy work of the presentation. Like with all of our swatches in color theory, I have to cut them out and mount them. And, you know, before I got this like specific like hole punch, you know, one that cuts like a certain round hole and another one that cuts a, you know, specific square one, you know, my work was looking extra junky. And really my teacher really, or my instructor, she really like refused like everything, but she's nice about it. With drawing, you just really get to the point and there is no like cut this out and mount it. I mean, the nature of the two classes is like different, so like I understand, but I'm also kind of behind in that one because the work is more hands-on, but it's something that I'm more like used to doing, which is actual physical drawing. But we are going into like perspectives, like 1 point and 2 point and 3 point perspectives with, focal points and, all of that points of view. So that's not really my thing either. So we're doing like a lot of like buildings and things and cities, which is something that I wanted to do because it's, what I consider one of my weaknesses. So that's been cool to do, but that makes me have to like think a lot, since it's a new kind of work. It like overdrives my mind, and yeah, I get like a good mental exercise from everything. I get tired and fatigued from it, but I can tell that it's a good thing overall because it's like, that kind of mental exercise builds the kind of brain strength that I want for art. Like, I can't go that many hours like just doing art. Usually, on my own, if I go maximum like 4 hours, maybe tiptoeing into 5, rarely, I'm like done. And for here, it's not that way. Like, I can have 10 hours of physical art to do, and I like would have to do it. I break it up into like the reading and, videos and things like that. But overall, per day, I'm like doing like 10 hours easy of art type stuff. Sometimes 12, and it's not like 12 back to back. Like, I take breaks whenever I need, and I eat, and if I need a nap, I will. But it's been like continuously every day. Like, if I go out and run errands, um, it's like the day is just gone, and I'm like, thank God I don't have the type of job that I have to go in and do, because I really couldn't handle it. I really don't think I could. Like, I'm not, like, it's just a fact. So, but overall, it's really good. So with this camera, I'm still learning to use it. I hope that I make myself look cuter and better in the future. Um, I did order a microphone for it, so that's coming soon. I'm not sure how the audio, what the audio difference is going to be, but I do anticipate that it's going to be pretty good. It's supposed to be the kind of microphone that captures this range of sound versus and all that. So, but but yeah, so that's the recap. Um, Even now, I'll be getting to work. It's 3:45, and I'll just be reading through the mod today. And when nighttime comes, I'm a happy camper when it's time to stop because my days feel full and fulfilled and things like that. So, and thankfully, I sold a painting, and I was super happy about it. It really was a good feeling, especially like around the time of starting grad school and, in that kind of field. Um, but it helped because I didn't have to be thinking about being so, like, I have a pretty flexible job, but I didn't have to worry about committing to working, you know, um, during that time because, I had income from the painting, and I was able to have an easier time starting out. In my easier time, I was still behind. Like, it's wild. So, I'm not even exaggerating, like, at all. It is wild. So, but it's a good wild. But every day I wake up and I think about, like, everything I have to do, and I have to choose, like, okay, what am I going to do first? Because clearly I have, like, a huge list that's going on here, and not all of it is due, like, currently, and you have to, like, fight to stay current, but you also want to make sure that you don't just skip assignments because I'm also trying to pass. Like, you know, I'm classes are $3,000 each, and it's worth it, but I don't want to just, fuck around and, just waste dough. Like, so, yeah, not my thing. So, on that note, I'm going to get back to work. Actually, I'm going to figure out how to get this video off of this camera and online somehow. Uh, Hopefully it's even filming. So, but yeah, anyway, so it was good to see you again, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye.